let's switch this up.
Listen, let me tell you why you need to be careful who you trust online. This story still gives me chills when I think about it, and it happened 2 years ago. So boom, I was really into this game called StarQuest. Not the real name, but you get it. It's one of them online games where you can build your own world and chat with other players. I was like 13 at the time, thinking I was grown and knew everything about internet safety. At first, I was doing what every kid does, accepting friend requests from everybody, joining random servers, living my best online life. My avatar was decked out in all the coolest gear because my mom let me use her credit card to buy stuff for my good grades. Everything was cool until I met this player named Crystal Queen 95. She had this amazing avatar with all these rare items, and she seemed super friendly, like the type of online friend who always wants to play together and chat about everything. One day she messages me asking if I wanted to join her private server with some other players for this special event. Said we could win these limited edition items that everybody wanted. Being the game fanatic I was, I jumped at the chance. That's when things started getting weird. First, she starts asking really specific questions. What time zone I'm in, what school schedule is like, what kind of phone I use. I didn't think nothing of it at first. Lots of players talk about that stuff, right? But then she made this group chat with her friend, Dragon Master X. They seemed cool at first, just normal game chat. But then they started doing this thing where they'd mention details about my life I never told them. They said something about the blue house on my street, talking about, I bet you got a nice view from your second-floor bedroom window. Y'all, my heart dropped. I had never told anybody in the game where I lived or what my house looked like. I tried to play it cool, asking them how they knew that. They just sent back these creepy smiling emojis and changed the subject, started talking about meeting up in this new game area. But I was shook, started paying more attention to what they were saying. That's when I noticed Crystal Queen 95 always seemed to know when I was home from school. Like clockwork, she'd message me, "How was math class today?" Or, "Did you finish that science project?" Even knew what days I had basketball practice after school. One day, I'm playing on my phone while waiting for my mom to pick me up from practice. Get this message from Dragon Master X saying, "That blue jersey looks good on you." Y'all. I was wearing my team jersey at that moment. I immediately shut down my phone and looked around the parking lot. Nobody was there except a few parents picking up their kids. But that feeling of being watched, it don't go away easy. When I got home, I had like 50 messages from different accounts, all with similar names. Crystal Princess on 95, Crystal Knight 95, Dragon Lord X. They all saying the same thing. Why did you leave? We were having so much fun. I blocked all the accounts and deleted the game app. Thought that would be the end of it. Nope. Next day at school, I get called to the office. Somebody had been trying to log into my school email account all night, not just trying random passwords. They knew stuff about me. My pet's name, my birthday, even my mom's maiden name. But here's where it gets scary. They didn't just target my accounts, started getting messages on my mom's Facebook from people claiming to be my online friends, sending her pictures of our house, our car, even screenshots of my old game chats. That's when my mom got serious about it. She called the police, but here's the wild part. Crystal Queen 95 had IP addresses showing she was messaging from different countries. The cops said it was probably someone using a VPN to hide their location. But then something happened that made everything click. My best friend Jessica came over one weekend, and we were talking about all this crazy stuff. She asked to see the messages these people were sending. When I showed her the screenshots, she got real quiet. "I know who Crystal Queen 95 is," she said. "Y'all." Turns out it was her 19-year-old cousin who lived with them. This girl had some serious issues. She'd gotten kicked out of 3 schools for stalking other students, been catfishing people online for years. The cousin had seen me in pictures on Jessica's social media and got obsessed, started following me home from school some days just to learn my routine. Dragon Master X? That was her boyfriend who worked IT at a local company. They had been using his tech knowledge to hack into accounts. Jessica had no idea what her cousin was doing. Found out she had a whole wall in her room covered with screenshots from my social media, pictures she'd taken of me without me knowing. even my old game chats that she'd saved. The police got involved for real this time. Turns out this girl had done this to 5 other kids from different schools. She had folders on her computer with all their information, their family's information, everything. When they searched her room, they found journal entries talking about how she was planning to show up at my house pretending to be a new neighbor. Had fake ID cards made up and everything. She was literally planning to insert herself into my real life. Here's the creepiest part. Remember all them rare items her avatar had in the game? She'd gotten them by hacking other kids' accounts after stalking them. Some of these kids had spent hundreds of dollars on their accounts, and she just took everything. The police found like 50 stolen credit card numbers on her computer. She'd been using them to buy game items, then selling the items to other players for real money. Had made thousands of dollars doing this. The cousin and her boyfriend both got arrested, but that ain't even the end of it. During their investigation, the police found out they was running a whole online scam ring. They had this network of fake accounts across different games, targeting kids who seemed to have parents with money. Jessica was devastated. Had to go to therapy because she felt guilty for accidentally exposing me to her crazy cousin. Her whole family was messed up over it. They had no idea this girl they took in was living this double life. Now here's what really shook me. When they was going through the cousin stuff, they found a calendar on her wall. Had different dates marked in red. Each date was when another kid they'd stalked had gotten their identity stolen. My name was written on next month's calendar with a little heart next to it. The boyfriend ended up making a deal with police and told everything. Said the cousin had been doing this since she was 14. Started with just playing games, but then she got obsessed with becoming other people. Would study them for months before making her move. Y'all, she had a whole script written out for how she was going to approach my mama at the grocery store. Had been watching our routines long enough to know when we went shopping. Was going to pretend to be a new school counselor. To this day, I don't play online games the same way. Changed all my passwords, got rid of all my social media for a while. My mama put cameras all around our house. We even moved to a different neighborhood because we ain't feel safe no more. The cousin got sentenced to juvenile detention because she was still under 21. Her boyfriend got actual prison time because he was older and had done this before. They ain't allowed to use computers no more except for work or school. The scariest part? There's probably more people like them out there pretending to be kids online, studying your patterns, learning your routines. Now when people ask to be friends in games, I don't even respond, because you never know who's really behind that screen. Let this be a lesson. Just because somebody seem nice online don't mean they nice in real life. And just because somebody know details about your life don't make them your friend. Sometimes it means they've been watching you way too close. Stay safe out there, y'all. And if somebody online starts knowing too much about your real life, block them, report them, and tell somebody you trust. Better to seem paranoid than end up somebody's next target.